Oh, recording a video today? What is this video about today? I don't recall organizing no Kraken video. Or Kraken cut video. Oh, aircraft video. Right. Well, since I have free time to record this video, why not talk about aircraft carriers? So we left off at La Fanta's video talking about aircrafts being let me see this video once again. Oh, unfinished product and content. Okay, yeah, I can do this. What is up, guys? It's Lay here and welcome back to another World of Warships. I don't know what to name this series. Aircraft. Second time coming through again. So we already have 5 destroyed or shot down 5 of his planes. It seems to me that he's still targeting me. Really weird. But anyways, guys, I want to talk about aircraft carriers and how I feel like their unfinished product brought to World of Warships Legends. I feel like they might have not be really balanced. In the sense of balancing, I mean that they're either underperforming or overpowered, and there's no way this aircraft carrier is going to come back to try to shoot me, right? No way, right? And I have... He's coming back to shoot torpedoes again. Really interesting. Well, anyways, let's talk about the pros about aircraft carriers before we talk or criticize aircraft carriers. So, carriers, right? What did you bring to the battlefield? Well, number 1, they spot destroyers. Number 2, they spot ships that are behind the island. Number 3, they manage to give heavily supported AP or HE or torpedoes to destroy destroyers or to block a path that a ship wants to go, right? And that's, you know, pretty sweet for a carrier, right? They bring so much support into the battlefield for the cruisers and destroyers that you kind of sort of rely on carriers majority of the time, and that's really good, right? So let's see, what else do carriers do? Sitting back in the map. I think that's about it. I think, in my opinion, that's all I can talk about for the pros. Now moving on to the cons. Well, let's see. Majority of the time they're focusing on one ship. Wait, so I shot 9 of his planes. There's no way he's coming back just for me, right? So one of the pros I can come up with is, well, some of the players who play carriers, let's say the carrier player base, are inexperienced, in my opinion. And while trying new things is a really good thing in World of Warships Legends, I feel like every time I get in a carrier match, my carrier sucks, or the enemy's carrier sucks. And you know, sometimes I find really good carrier players. I'm not gonna lie. Majority of the time I just have been placed in a match where the carrier player is, you know, inexperienced or don't know what they're doing, or, you know, they're just going off one ship trying to sink it and bam. So I'm not a carrier player myself, and I have played carriers. They're not my playstyle. I feel like I leave that to people who are more experienced, coming from a PC version of World of Warships to a console version. I leave it to them. They know what they're doing. But in my opinion, I see carriers at either being having a balancing issue with being overpowered or underperforming. And every update, it's either nerfing them or buffing them. And yes, I just got hit for 7,200. Can I remind you, this is a tier 5 carrier that just did 7,200 to my superstructure. Superstructure. And yet again, I still can get citadeled in the same spots by this AP bomber carrier. Now, let's see. We still have a destroyer in our team, and our carrier is still focusing on me as I, destroyed 11 of his planes. There's no way he's gonna come back, right? And this video purpose is to talk about how I feel like carriers should not be in the game right now. The state of play for the carriers it's not a really healthy thing at the moment, and the moment is to take them out and test them even more. And while many people can disagree with me and say, maybe you haven't seen the other point of view of carriers, or maybe you're mistaking the player base for being inexperienced because you had 10 matches was all trash carrier players. And I can understand at that point of view where that could come from, but playing World of Warships almost every day, at least 3 games every night, sometimes carriers do bring an advantage to the game. And why take them away? Why take something that could change the momentum of a game away? Why change something that could be a disadvantage to advantage to one team or another? As you can remember, carriers are one of the most important aspects of this game, due to the fact that destroyers have a really low detectability, and the only way to find a destroyer 10 kilometers away is going to be through an aircraft carrier. And while that could be true, and everything I just stated could probably be countered in an argument, I gotta remind you that carriers do have an advantage in the game, because, well, the longer a destroyer is in a game, the more dangerous it becomes. So in order to get rid of the destroyer, you either want a radar cruiser or a carrier. And the carrier I was actually excited for carriers. Not gonna lie, I was actually excited for carriers. But it's almost been a year, and it's a little frustrating to play against and with the carrier. One of the reasons why is, while carrier players tend to do their things on their own accord, I mentioned earlier in the video, carriers are heavily supported ships. They have to support their team, and carrier players don't do that. I am not gonna say a certain number of them, because you could kind of argue with me and say that, oh, out of the 10 games you played, only 1 carrier player was good, blah blah blah. And that's true in every aspect, but carrier players tend to do things on their own accord without sometimes benefiting the team, and sometimes they do things that actually help the team, right? Spotting a destroyer without launching torpedoes, for example, just being a spotting plane for the destroyer. And there's no way, in no shape or form, I'm bashing this carrier player that's in the other side of the team. But at some point, destroying 15 of your planes and you're still losing, correct? you would probably change your path of your aircraft planes, right? I mean, we still have our destroyer, and it's been literally around what, 11 minutes in the game, and our destroyer is still alive. They're down by 300 points, almost 299 ish, and this aircraft carrier is still targeting me. And this is majority of the games I run into is these carriers are destroying, they're focusing on one ship that could be either me or a teammate of mine, but their objective is pretty much ignore. And like I said, I don't know what the mindset or the playstyle of the player is, but if I was on the red team, I would most likely definitely been frustrated with my aircraft carrier player. And as you can see there, we have destroyed 18 of his planes for the Clear Skies medal. And there goes another plane shot down. So aircraft carriers are definitely, they're a work in progress. Definitely still a work in progress. I feel like they're unfinished. I don't know how they can balance this or fix this. I'm not the person to be able to balance these ships or give my advice or feedback to balance these things. I just feel like these ships need more testing. So every update, it's not either you're nerfing them or buffing them, or nerfing and buffing and nerfing or buffing or nerfing or buffing. One ship is underperforming, the other one's overpowered. I feel like every ship should have its own skills and performing accept to the game. Like the German has AP bombs like a Citadel, while the Americans and the Japanese have HE bombs that set fires. You know how that's a unique thing between both nations. On top of that, we're introducing British carriers, so that's a new thing that's coming in, and who knows how OP or underperforming the British carriers are going to be. But like I said, I feel like carriers are still a work in progress. And it's been almost a year. If this video was made 2 months after the release of carriers, it would have been, you know, idiotic to make a video about this, because like I said, or I don't think I have said this or mentioned this before, but I actually wanted to wait more than a year after the release of carriers to make a video on my thoughts on carriers, because the longer you wait, the more they're balancing these ships. But it has came to my attention that these carriers, it's either they're going forward 3 steps or they're moving back like 7 steps backwards. So that's definitely how I feel about carriers. A lot of I just feel like they need testing. They need some sort of testing, a beta maybe for these ships, for these carriers. But as you can see, the difference between the Cristism, which was me, and the carrier that was focusing on me, while he did destroy me, he only managed to get 961 XP compared to me destroying 24 of his planes, getting a Citadel and Clear Skies. That gives me 1569 XP. That leaves me in 3rd place, and as you can see, 24 of his planes were shot down. So, you know, once again, I'm not trying to bash him. Maybe he didn't like me, or maybe he knows me. I don't know what he was thinking. But yeah, I mean, I would have been frustrated for the red team. I mean, if you're only focusing on one ship, you know, that's frustrating for anyone. I have this on my team as well, so it's not just like it's happening for the enemy team. It's happening while a carrier player is focusing on a battleship, when he could most likely focus on a carrier or a destroyer for me. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, I know it sounds like I'm bashing carriers and I'm bashing this player, but no, it's more of an educational purpose video where I wanted to talk about carriers. But anyways, guys, if you enjoy this video, leave a like, and I'll see you guys with a with a cruiser cracking video.